Good morning, members, and to the viewing public who are watching on our live feed on our social media platform. The chair will now call this budget hearing to order with the Department of Commerce. And with 9 members present here on the Standing Committee on Ways and Means, we have duly established a quorum. So with that said, we move now to item 2, adoption of agenda, and do I hear a motion? There is a motion to adopt today's agenda, and it has been seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Motion is adopted. Moving further down, we are now on item 3, public comments. And at this time, if there's any members of the public that are here on the chamber that wishes to make comments, this is the time to do it. Seeing that there is no members of the public to provide oral testimony, we move further down on our item business, and that's item 4, introduction and statement of the chair. And at this time, Madam Secretary, on behalf of the committee, we thank you guys and your team from Department of Commerce for coming before this August body to talk about your budget requests and also the proposed budget submission of the administration to the legislature. So with that said, let me now recognize and introduce the members of the committee. Starting by myself, I am Representative J.P. Sablon, Chair of the committee. To my left, we have Representative B.J. Atto, Vice Chair of the committee. And to his left, we have the floor leader, Representative Marisa Flores. And to her left, we have Representative Vincent O'Don. And to his left, we have Representative Roman Benaventi. And to the other side of the aisle, we have Representative Patrick San Nicolas. And to his left, we have Representative Denita Yangtimay. And to her left, we have Representative T.J. Manglonia. Also assisting our committee this morning is our bureau staff, starting with our legal counsel, Mr. Joe Hallahan. We have our budget analysis, Mr. T.G. Rabago. Our senior legislative assistant, Ms. Claire Sablon. We have our IT with us, Mr. Jonathan Diaz. And of course, we have our Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Pete Towai. Also assisting today's budget hearing are folks from OMB, and that is Ms. Jasmine Camacho and Ms. Angel Phillips. So with that said, at this time, Madam Secretary, I give you the floor for your opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, honorable members. First, I'd like to introduce my team. To my left, I'd like themselves to introduce themselves to you.
Hi, good morning, Chairman, members of this esteemed body. My name is Francisco Cabrera. I'm the Director for the Workers' Compensation Commission. Thank you.
Afternoon, good morning, everyone. Chairman and esteemed members of this body. My name is David Martita. I'm the Director of the Alcohol Beverage Tobacco Control.
Hafide, good morning, Chamber. My name is John Regis. I am the Registrar of Corporations.
Good morning, Chair, Vice, and members. My name is Bernadita Palacios, and I'm the Financial Analyst for the Department of Commerce.
Good morning, everybody. It's my first time here. I'm Jennifer Rospel. I'm representing the CSD, or Central Statistic Division, on behalf of our Director, Justin Andrew. Thank you.
Buenos dias. My name is Marian Borja Ariola, and I am the Insurance Administrator. Thanks for having us today.
Good morning, Chamber, everyone. This is Marianne Santos, Bank Examiner with Department of Commerce. Thank you.
Hafide again, and good morning, honorable members of the House and Ways and Means. Thank you for the opportunity to present our personnel budget requests. Your continued support empowers the Department of Commerce to safeguard consumers and foster a resilient transparent, and growth-oriented business environment across the Commonwealth. We also express our full support for the Governor's FY 2026 budget proposal. In alignment with this support, we respectfully request general fund appropriations for the 5 key positions currently financed through our revolving account. First one is the banking administrator. The banking administrator oversees banking regulations, ensuring institutions operate lawfully, meet capitalization threshold, and support all financial stability. The RFPA for this position is now under the review at the Governor's office. Insurance administrator. The insurance administrator regulates insurance corporate operations, enforces solvency standards, and safeguards policyholders. This position is currently filled with funding through the end of FY 2025. And we have 3 ABTC officers, Officer 1 positions. Enforcement Title 4, these officers enforce Title 4 of the Commonwealth Code, conducting licensing, inspections, and investigations to promote fair practices and protect consumer interests. These vacancies are currently posted at OPM with the announcement closing July 14. Should the legislature face challenges in funding these positions from the general fund, we kindly request authorizations to continue financing them through our revolving account for FY 2026. This investment directly enhances our regulatory effectiveness and institutional credibility. Strengthen oversight subject matter experts to proactively identify risk, and coordinate with federal and local enforcement partners. Operational efficiency. Clearly defined roles reduce redundancy, accelerate decision-making, and improve compliance. Economic growth and investor confidence. A stable regulatory environment supports responsible investment and market expansion. Heightened consumer protection. Targeted enforcement deters fraud, ensures claim, and honored and sustains public trust. These proposals reflect a disciplined approach to resource management. Benchmark compensation consistent with regional standards, performance-based metrics to guide deliverables, comprehensive cost projections, and ROI documentation available for review. With your endorsement, we will initiate formal recruitment onboarding procedures, deploy performance dashboards to monitor regulatory outcomes, to deliver quarterly KPI reports aligned with legislative oversight. Thank you for your thoughtful consideration, honorable members, and we welcome your question and remain available to provide any additional documentation or clarification you may require. Jesus Masi.
Thank you, Jesus Mosi, Madam Secretary. So you mentioned on your opening statement that the positions such as the banking administrator, the insurance administrator, and the 3 ABTC Officer 1 positions are funded through revolving fund. Can you tell us what revolving fund is that?
The registrar revolving account.
Registrar? Are there any other revolving funds other than registrar revolving fund?
Yes, we have the alcohol and beverage tobacco.
ABTC revolving fund. Any other?
Workers' compensation.
Workers' compensation. Any other? So that's total of 3 so far.
We have insurance, but that's to pay the dues.
Insurance revolving
Yes.
fund?
But that one is to pay the dues and that one is, yeah, no, it's only for dues.
Okay, so 4 altogether, insurance revolving fund? Okay.
That's already.
Okay, as I see, you mentioned that there are efforts to fill these vacancies, right?
Yes, and we
And
actually, oh, sorry.
Since you, before you submitted your budget request to the administration before April 1st, to this day, there are efforts to fill these vacant positions, the 5 that's going to be funded, or it's just the 3 ABTC officers that are right now being routed? How about the banking administrator and the insurance administrator?
We just hired the insurance administrator.
Also, the insurance administrator is already filled?
Yes,
Okay, so that's filled already.
yes.
And how about the banking?
The vacancy announcement is now routing. It's at, if I'm not mistaken, it's at the governor's office now
Okay.
for his signature, for
Okay.
his approval.
Thank you for that clarification. And then you also have vacancies, according to the worksheet before us, for statistical research, and those are positions, GIS Specialist 1 and Statistical Specialist 1. What is the status? Are these positions still vacant?
Yes, we actually,
Yep. Can you use your mic, please?
Yeah, those 2 positions are still vacant. For statistical specialists, we did try announcing it a lot of times, couple of times, from statistical specialist 3, which is the original position, and nobody qualified. So we reduced it to second until the first one. It's still, there's no qualified candidate for that.
How
So-
long have you been trying and there is no qualified?
Yeah. So every time for the first announcement for the 3, and you know how it is, it waited like about 2-3 months, and then second, we re-announce it again. It's still, there's no qualified for that position, and then the first one. So what we make an agreement with the OPM that we're gonna put it up again, but we're not going to put the expiring, we'll just put it filled, open until filled.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
For the GIS, it's just recently, because the original position for the GIS was data scientist, but since it's really hard to find candidate for that position, so during the time of the submission of the budget, we put it on GIS because our division is planning on doing upgrading our mapping and address register this year. And so we really need a GIS for our division to help us, create maps and, update everything. We already submitted 3 grant to grant management. One is continuation on the prevailing wage, which is we're doing it every year. 2023, we were awarded from OIA PWS 2 years for 2024 and 2025, and we're done with it already. So that's the reason we need to reapply for another 2 years. And this prevailing wage will end until 2009. This is about the CNMI Labor Act. And then for the labor force, we received also a labor force survey last year from OIA Auto, and we're done collecting the data, cleaning, and it's now in the stage of doing the narrative report for that one. So in a month or so, we can publish the labor force also.
Okay, so this 2 position, it's been over a year since you're trying to fill it? Or
The
how long has-
statistical specialist is over a year when we.
And then the GIS is
No. Not yet.
months?
It's been months, yes, yeah.
Okay,
We're still continue to.
all right, thank you for that response. Madam Secretary, with the 5 position, the one I have said earlier, the banking administrator, the insurance is already hired, and then the 3 ABTC officers. You mentioned on your statement that you will be using the registrar revolving fund to fund their salary and fringe benefits? Can you please on your mic?
That's correct, because it's not budgeted.
Right. Yeah, it's not budgeted. So my question would be, how much right now, as we speak, is in the revolving fund, registrar revolving fund, as we speak? Do you know, do you have the numbers?
Yes, it's
Yeah, go ahead, Director.
1.5. I mean,
So,
2.5.
our current fund status for the registrar's office is at 2.7 million.
2.7. Do you happen to know the remaining balance on ABTC revolving fund?
Yeah, currently we have 318,000, or rounded off 319,000.
319K. Workers' compensation,
Mr. Chairman, that will be about $1.5 million.
1.5. Insurance,
It's not on top of my head, but I think it's roughly about 35K. Maybe you can clarify with the budget officer just to get the accurate number.
Actually, the insurance is only to cover the NAIC dues.
okay.
We never
but-
touch it because it's only to cover, it's not much, and it just goes directly to the NIC dues.
So what is the roughly annual
Brenda, you have-
accumulated annually on that revolving fund? Go ahead.
45,000.
45, okay. Okay, thank you. And then my last for now, before we open questions to the members, I see that you were not funded currently on this current budget on utilities, and you are not also given by the governor's proposal. So my question would be, what source of funding are you guys using, the department is using to pay your utilities?
Our revolving account is the,
Also the registrar revolving account again?
yes, the registrar revolving account supports our operations, all our operations. Also ABTC, but ABTC mostly also fund their projects.
And how much does the entire department accumulate in utility bills annually?
Roughly $50,000.
For the whole entire department?
Yes, for the whole divisions.
50, wow. That's conservative. Okay. Thank you. And at this time, before I open to other members, let me recognize the members that have just walked in. We have Representative Julie Ogo. We also have Representative Ralph Yumo. And then we have Representative Joe Flores. And so with that, members, we open up. And at this time, I recognize the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, Secretary, and to your team. Thank you for joining us this morning. Can we just continue with the questions and to piggyback on the chairman's questions on the revolving accounts? All these the revolving accounts has been addressing the shortages for commerce, including operations.
I apologize. Mr. Vice, can you repeat the question?
So the revolving accounts, is it just the register's revolving account that have been addressing the operational shortages for commerce?
No, including the ABTC.
ABTC, strictly to ABTC?
No,
though?
it helps,
The department?
yes.
The department, okay.
As well as WCC.
Okay. So the vacant positions on the banking administrator, how long has that been vacant, that position?
You know, we didn't have any banking administrators since 2020 was the last. And we just, only now because it was not funded or the position was removed. So it's just now that we started the process. This is the first time we process for announcement
Okay.
because it was zero funded before.
But if it was zero funded before and you're announcing the position today, what account would be funding that position? Would it be the revolving account from the registers?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, then would that be the same thing for the vital statistics, the two positions?
No, for the central statistics positions are funded.
Are funded, but what if those positions were not funded? Would that be addressed by the revolving account under the vital statistics? I mean, the registered revolving account?
Yes, if need be, yes.
How about the, I know ABTC, they're funded, have this positions been vacant for how long?
I'll let-
It's a little bit over 3 months, 4 months. Because, we have to go through the process of the approval from the governor, Secretary of Finance, and OMB for the use of the revolving funds.
Okay, so these positions were just vacant within this fiscal year, correct?
That is correct.
That's correct, okay. I have another question, but can we go to recess so I can ask this offline to you guys? Done? No, record.
Thank you, members. We are back on our budget hearing session, and before we enter into recess, we were still at questions from our vice, and at this time, the vice still has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, the Commerce, again, for your patience, and to the viewing public, thank you for your patience as we are back from recess. Just on the revolving accounts, what's the annual collections? I know it's going to fluctuate, but off the top of your head, what's the rough numbers for the registrar's office?
Yes. Thank you, Vice Chair. So the registrar office accumulates from the fiscal year of 2024, we accumulated roughly 300,000. We did recently enact a policy to reduce the fees by 25% to be more business friendly. So we're expecting that to decrease by at least 25%.
Okay.
There's a bill to remove the $10 per day moving forward, so they'll completely remove the $10 per day penalty.
The penalties, right?
So it's gonna go down because there's no more penalty.
There's no more penalty, or the daily penalty is going to be removed? There should, but there,
Can you use the mic? So
The
viewing
$10
public
per day penalty will be removed completely.
shouldn't we still have penalties though for paying late?
We do still have the $150
Okay,
late
okay.
filing penalty
Okay.
if filed after March 1st.
Okay.
So the daily penalties, which is $10 per day, will be removed from
Okay,
the.
but we still have a penalty clause,
Yes,
right?
we have a
Okay.
$150
Just the
penalty.
daily stuff, okay.
Yes.
How about ABTC? What's the annual collection? I know it's gonna change, but
Excuse me for a moment, no? Vice, I'm gonna boot up my computer again because it just
sure.
turned off.
Thank you, Director. How about workman's comp? What are we looking at on an annual basis?
I'm sorry, thank you for that question. With the workers' comp, we're collecting on a quarterly basis, so the annual will be at 64,000.
64,000. How about the insurance?
I'll use and I'll give it over to the budget to give you guys the answer. I just came on board, so I'm just tackling on a difficult task at the moment. So, Ms. Bernie, you might want to answer for the insurance.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have 45,000, and that's accumulated from fiscal 2023.
So 2023, you guys received $45,000
Up to date,
up to date.
yeah.
So if we broke that down, what's the annual? Roughly annual.
Yeah, around 15 to 17,
$15,000 to $17,000 annually.
yes.
Then that's okay.
It's only for an insurance fee, yeah.
Okay. There's no other revolving accounts now, other than the ABTC, register, workers' comp, and insurance.
Sorry, Vice Chair, may I make a correction to
Sure.
my previous number? The actual 2024 accumulated revenue for the registrar's office that we have on record is 572.
572.
We do deposit 25% into the Department of Finance, which goes in for them, and we keep 75. So that's for our revolving account. We actually 75% of 572 is around 429,000
$429,000. That's on a annual basis. right?
annual. Yes, we do expect another 25% reduced due to the reduction
Sure.
in fees.
Sure. But currently, $2.7 million is in your
Yes,
revolving account.
correct.
Okay. Mr. Director.
Yes, I'd like to make a clarification for clarity pertaining to the workers' comp revolving account. When munis came in, that was the only language that can be addressed in the accounting system, revolving account. But basically, when you look at the workers' compensation law, it should state Special Disability Fund. That money, that what we're happy to see at 1.5, is basically a majority, about 98%, is from a 2% collection from all the insurance company. Special Disability Fund is addressed as a second injury fund payment for the private sector's employees, not the government, for the private sector. So I'm very watchful on where we spend the 1.5. I just want to make that clarity. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Director. Director,
Okay,
ABTC?
guys, I'm back online. No? We average about $200,000 a year, combined of alcohol, tobacco, and beer nut licenses.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And Chairman, I yield my time for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice. Any other members of the committee? Before anyone raises up their hand, Madam Secretary, I'm just looking at the analysis made by our budget analysis. It seems that there are a couple of cuts on NOPs to your department. But it seems it's looking like for the Secretary of Commerce, this current budget, you were given 15 NOPs, and with the governor's proposal now, it's at 14. For ABTC, this current budget is at 17, and the governor's proposal is at 15. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So you've lost two NOPs from your, you got cut on your division, two NOPs. Those NOPs were vacant before the cut?
Yes, they were vacant since FY 24, I believe, because
Okay.
it was unfunded. No.
Jazz, clarification on that? There was a cut, right, versus this current budget and the proposal?
They have been vacant for a few years, so what we had done is remove them because they did not have them on their special fund plan to fund them.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Are there any other members that has questions for Department of Commerce? Let me recognize Representative Julie Ogo.
Thank you again, Chairman. This is to direct to Mr. Maratita under the ABT enforcement. You guys carry guns around, right? Firearms?
Yes, we do.
And I'm just wondering, how often do you guys get like certifications on that?
Okay, our SOP requires us quarterly recertification.
Every quarterly?
Yes, and we have to work with the DPS range master, so we work with the schedule. So if we miss the quarterly, then we go to the half a year recertification.
Biannual?
Yeah.
So that's funded under ABTC revolving account?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is Rhoda included, law enforcement officer there?
Yes, they are.
And I think he might also be, I think he's expired on his certification.
Yes, he is due for recertification, so we're already scheduling that plan to fly him over to have his recertification. Or if there is a firearms recertification in Rhoda where the DPS range master will be flying down, then we will also have him recertified in Rhoda. Either ways, yeah.
So basically, all the trainings and certifications for the enforcement officers for ABTC for all senatorial district falls under the account of SIPAN or the ABTC account here.
As we speak, yes.
Okay. I believe currently, right now, all your communications, like for example, cell phones, most of them are 24/7, correct, right?
We do have a hotline, which is 285-1821. That's 24/7 monitored.
Is that hotline also for Rhoda and Tinian?
No, that's specific only for Saipan, but we can probably work out with their RDs in Rhoda to try and,
Provide
yes.
a cell phone or some kind
Right.
of 24/7 hotline.
Yes, but we do receive calls from Rhoda, for example, a report to a complaint. So I do reach out to the RD to inform him of that call whenever we receive those.
But that hotline number is not shared as, for those senatorial districts to contact also. Is that correct?
Well, it's shared cinema-wide as we, advertise the hotline number. So it's either anybody can call from Rhoda, Tinian to report a complaint. So we communicate with the respective resident department heads.
Okay, so I know there's only one ABTC officer in Rhoda, correct? And I believe he's just using his personal phone right now. Would it be possible that you guys can fund his 24, a cell phone, a
Oh, that,
24/7?
yes,
So
yes.
in case like you guys receive a call through the hotline, you still need to contact, those enforcement officers in either islands to let them know to check on a complaint.
Yes, Congresswoman, we are working together with the Homeland Security to tap into the FirstNet, that's specific only for law enforcement, emergency, situation or that communications, interoperability communication. So we are also getting the phones for Rhoda and Tinian law enforcement officers.
Okay, all right.
Under
Thank you.
FirstNet, yes.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Julie Ogo. I recognize Representative Ralph Yumo.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Secretary, for the donuts. I ate one. One of your mission statement says that the commerce is to do all things necessary to stimulate economic growth in private sector. What are the initiatives right now with commerce with regards to small business support? What grants does the department?
We don't have grant for small businesses?
Does commerce to do the SSBCI? Did we
No,
apply?
that's been taken over by CETA,
Okay, because
Oh.
you
NMC.
SSBCI.
SSBCI is NMC?
Uh,
No, it's CETA is SSBCI.
yes, because
Yeah.
I understand.
Yes, SBDC is NMC.
NMC, yes. So SSBCI, I guess because commerce normally applies for the grant and CDA implements it.
Yes.
Because they're the banking arm. So there is no director involved in, I guess, I guess part of the CDA's, I guess, committee, I guess, so that we can stimulate growth in the CNMI.
Actually, we work closely with CETA on investment. Whenever there's an investor that comes to the CNMI, we meet with CETA, so that, because now there are the Economic Development Authority, and we don't want.
But you still have economic development in your division, correct?
That's correct, but we don't have that.
So
economic-
I guess my question would be now is, their director, is he involved in, I guess, implementation of SSBCI?
Kyoshi, we have only an employee, economic officer, but what's Kyoshi? Yeah. There's no
Oh, there's no
director.
director?
No.
Okay.
That position is abolished, so all economic is with CETA.
So none with the Department of Commerce?
No.
Will, okay, I got it. So with the STEP grant, I remember Commerce used to have
Yes,
STEP
that's
grant.
that's what yes, Commerce handles the STEP grant.
So do we still apply for that grant?
Yes, and actually that one is to take small businesses to trade shows so they can showcase their products. And also we use that money we have a trade show at, we call all the small businesses, and we have a trade show and trainings on exporting their products.
Are you aware that there was a investor that arrived, I guess, a week ago, or a couple of weeks? Zoe Motors.
They registered their corporation already.
Yeah.
And then we helped them with their license. So they submitted their license application yesterday. I spoke to Secretary Tracy
Okay.
to assist their help in having their business license
Right.
out. So they did pick up their business license yesterday.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, because they approach, I'm sure they're approaching a lot of agencies, and they approach some of us that met with them, and we informed them that the STEP grant, should they operate in the cinema, we can help them promote if it's manufacturing and
Yes,
and
that's
so
correct.
forth. We can help. So, do you have the number of, I guess, the grant amount that we awarded?
very small.
Is there an amount?
That's very small. It's only 100,000. It's only about around 100,000 per year. So it's actually very small.
Okay.
And that one is actually to, like I said, to showcase, to bring small businesses
Right.
to trade shows.
Okay. I'm just curious because I know when I was in commerce, we did that and we had a large amount, but then I guess something with the language of the U.S. Congress and including the CNMI, but thank you for that. Lastly, the Department of Commerce attended Select USA. Can you update I guess, the body with regards to what advantage we have with regards to trade and the tariffs that are being implemented right now?
Thank you. Thank you for that question. I mean, thank you all for all the questions. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I just talk and I don't say thank you, but thank you. Actually, yes, it was my first time to participate in the Select USA, but it was very fruitful. Before we left, we worked with CETA, MVA, tax, and even public lands to try to work, put together a new investment package. So in 1 month, we had the investment package ready, and then we meet twice a week. And so I guess the trip was very fruitful. We have investors that actually, one I think is already here, and the other, I can't say the name, but the other investor, it's a company that they have businesses in California, Europe. He just came and then he said, where are you guys? How come I don't know anything about you? And then so we talked to him, and then he asked us if we can meet with his CEO the next day. So we met with them. He brought the CEO, and they said they have a plan to go to Japan and Asia, but they changed it. They are now coming to the Marianas, so they'll be here this month.
Okay.
And you can contact Derek Sasamoto, or I can contact him when they arrive because we work closely together.
Okay.
But to your question about the trip, yes, it's very fruitful.
Okay.
We have a lot. One investor asked us to meet with his attorney the next day. So Derek Sasamoto did meet with them the following day. And it's not like they just came up and, they're gone. It's actually they're very interested because of the tariffs, and then they see the tax incentives with the QC, and just the Marianas itself, because we also put the Marianas and, like how many hours to Japan, how many hours to Seoul.
So it's not Timu that's coming to cinema?
Tibu?
Timu.
No,
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
it's a U.S.
We
company.
lost out
One
on
is
that.
the U.S. company,
Okay.
and then the other one is Myanmar.
Okay. Thank you. Lastly, I know it's not with the budget, but I have no questions with your budget submittal, and because the large amount of revolving accounts in your agency, so I have no issues with your. I just wanted an update with regards to with all the trade talks and the tariffs. So my last question would be, is CDA and MVA bringing one of Commerce's directors with them with all the trade shows that they attend? Because, for example, they attend JADA, which is the Japan Travel Association. You get to meet I guess businesses, affiliates of the people that want to travel to the cinema, but they also bring in their own investors. So, is Commerce involved now with attending the trade shows with MBA and CDA? Or
No,
CEDA?
we haven't been traveling with MVA or CEDA, only for the Select USA.
Okay, because your Commerce has a foreign investment arm in this with the CNMI, so I think the department should be attending those meetings whenever they go off island, because it cuts all this red tape of coming here, looking at the departments and all the red tapes. I would like to see that CEDA and Commerce and DPL be attending those trade shows, because then you talk to people firsthand. So I like to see that happen, and I'm hopeful that you're very proactive with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Yumo. And maybe just a follow-up to that last question. Maybe he's trying to allude, does the administration have created any task force for our economic goals and objectives? Maybe a task force like including your department, MVA, CEDA, DPL, so that we can, when there's investors that are visiting our islands, that we tackle all the concerns they have, because there is a task force that's there already, zoning, for that matter, also the permitting agency. So there's no such task force for our economic recovery that is being created by our administration that involves your department?
Thank you for that, Mr. Chair. Actually, he did. He's the one that he asked us to work first to put together the investment package. So that's how we
Okay.
collaborate with MVA, CEDA, and Revenue Tax, everybody that have anything to do with economy. So, yes, but
I think that's important, and that we ask that we continue putting more emphasis on that as we move forward. Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
Secretary, and I recognize now the floor leader, Representative Marissa Flores.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Secretary, and your team for being present today. Let's just go over the federal funds first. So I notice that there are various accounts, and I notice that some are attached to, let's say, ABTC. And on your ABTC employment listing here, they are 100% funded by what source? Local?
Yes, Congresswoman, thank you for the question. We are 100% funded by local.
Okay, so org number 41160-200, FDA tobacco, I don't know, RTL comp INSPR 522. I see that you're charging salaries. What salaries and whose salaries does this pay for?
Okay, those are for the ABTC officers who are commissioned FDA inspectors. That's not a grant from FDA. It's a contract with FDA that we provide services to perform inspections, tobacco inspections on behalf of the FDA.
Okay, so this pays for all of, percentage-wise, an additional resource to the enforcement officers, is that what you're saying?
Yes, under contract.
Okay, and in your contract, how much of that from the total is taken out by percentage and given to each enforcement officer?
Okay, so the officers have like 25% out of their salary,
Mm-hmm.
and 50% for the program director,
Mhm.
which is myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it's 35% for the backup program coordinator.
Okay. So then, when you're looking at this, I guess, Ms. Jazz, if you're looking at this and they get percentage proportionate to this grant, but you're claiming that they're 100% federally funded, I don't see, that's not accurate, is it?
Hi, good morning. My name is Angelina. I
Hi.
can answer that question. So our understanding from ABTC is that it's a contract, not a grant.
Okay.
And so they can't charge personnel on it. They need to actually work the hours directly for that FDA
Okay, so it's
grant,
like a
and then-
reimbursement,
Yes.
hours charged?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So it's just based
Okay.
on worked hours.
Thank you for the clarification. And then the same applies for another contract that was, I guess, initiated in May of 2023, is that correct?
That is the continuation of the same contract.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you. And then on the federal grants on this climate change and environmental literacy training, there's still $33 left, so you have exhausted all of this money from the federal grant, is that correct, Ms. Secretary?
Madam Floor Leader,
Mhm.
I apologize. Thank you for the question.
Mhm.
Can I get back to you on
Sure.
that, please?
Sure. And the only reason why I'm asking, and then if you get back to me, there's a charge of 35,000 for professional services. And that's what I'm gonna question out of that grant.
35. That's for the LFPA. I got it. Okay,
Okay.
I'll be happy to
All
get
right.
back to you. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. And then a follow-up with Congress Yumo mentioned something about the STEP grant.
Yes.
And that is a continuation because I see 924, 925. And then there's also salaries there. Is that the same contract that we were talking about on the first one, which is tobacco? Is it contract also, same thing?
No, that's, that's to pay partial, that's the STEP program to pay partial of the employee.
Okay, so this is almost the same application as the tobacco contract?
No.
No? Percentage?
It's a grant, but it's paying for the employees, part of the employee's salary and French benefits,
Okay,
as well as supplies. That one goes to supplies as well for the STEP program.
yes. And so who would be covered under this in your organizational chart?
Kiyoshi Cody.
Okay, all right. And so he gets portions of this to kind of maintain and comply with the grant requirements?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And then you have also under STEP on 2025, professional services. What types of professional services are you using for this grant?
We hosted a training together with SBDC. And so that's for the consultant to conduct the training for exporting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You don't have anyone in your staff that's highly qualified to do that?
You know what? I'm working on that because I actually said that we can probably have people here to do that training.
And that's an important thing, Secretary, and we brought this up at the last budget hearing with the last agency, is that we believe that there are more than capable staff, and there is no need for the CNMI to continue using outside services. If the staff is fully capable in doing so, you have the autonomy to break that down by percentage to give that incentive to the people that have been working for you for many years, because a lot of this is knowledge that they retain, because majority of your staff, ma'am, is civil service. You know? I mean, it's almost like the court. We elect them, they know our constitution and our covenant well, but for some reason we have to pro-tem somebody who has no idea about our covenant and our constitution. So the same applies. If you have the money, please consider utilizing your staff, because I don't think a lot of them has had a pay scale in many years. So please consider that.
Thank you.
Okay, and then this local food purchase assistant.
Yes.
I noticed that this is also a grant and you work with the Department of Agriculture?
Yes, it's a grant to support the farmers.
Yes.
So the farmers that we have distributors, Independent Living and Salvation Army are
Okay.
distributors, but and the farmers will bring their produce to those distributors, and they'll get paid out of that account.
I'm familiar. How many local farmers do you have as a source for this particular?
For
Was
the
there
fifth-
an invitation to bid? How did you pick
No.
all of these people, these farmers?
We have the annual farmers meeting,
Okay.
and so they're all aware. They attend the meetings,
Okay.
and they all participate.
So how many in total?
Maybe 15.
15? Okay. And then one of the farmers actually called my office several months ago, asking why the payment voucher takes long to be paid. So can you take me through this payment process
Yes.
so that it's the farmers who have been waiting months to be paid can actually understand how this process works?
Actually, before it's because, yeah, right now we have one pending. And we tried before I paid it out of the revolving account, because I said that these are farmers, they need to eat, they need to pay their farmers. I'll use my revolving account to pay them, so they got paid the day or 2 days after, let's say 4 days after we submit to finance. But now we're having a hard time with, we submitted the payment already, it's still at procurement. I've been following up, so I guess I'll follow up again.
Okay, so
Because it's a federal, it's a grant, but I tried to use my account. When I was using my account, they're being paid very smoothly, and the farmers are actually very grateful and happy for this program. Except for this last payment, I'm still working on getting it paid.
So do you have an MOU with, who is your MOU with, the grants? Are you the expenditure authority for this grant?
Yes.
Okay, so the farmer, how does this work? You get the
Okay.
grant,
The farmers would go to the distributors, and it's all electronic.
okay,
So they drop their produce,
Okay.
and whatever they drop automatically
Wait.
goes to their phone.
okay, so you weigh it,
Yeah, they'll put it on the scale,
okay,
and then the machine would take picture and give him and would give a report of what was dropped today, how much, and weight and dollars, and then that's their file. And then we also have the same, but it was we're not doing it. It goes to an independent vendor, and so at the end of the month, mid of the month, Kiyoshi would put together the payment of who we owed and how much. We send a letter to finance to issue the payment.
okay, so how much are you pending this independent person to consolidate and reconcile for payment?
It's $30,000, I think, but I'm not sure. I think that 30,000 is for the whole
The year?
grant until the grant runs out, and it's already run out.
So you stopped a system that was working fine with this picture, weigh, scale, IT, because Commerce has been here moving a lot of legislation for technology and transitioning into technology. So you went from a technology-based system that took a picture, weighed it, scaled it, did whatever it is, went into your system, and you could have paid it. That was the first process, and that didn't work.
Still the same vendor.
Still, okay. but then you have an independent vendor.
That's the vendor that.
That's the vendor.
That's the vendor that created the software.
So what's taking so long?
It's not the vendor, it's us and finance.
Okay, so it's finance, a finance
It's,
problem.
right now it's at procurement and supply because we submitted it to be paid, with the purchase order so that we can be reimbursed by the grant. And then, they said, no, we just have to enter the invoice, so.
Okay. All right, so let's put that on a sidebar. I don't want to
Yes.
concentrate too long about that.
Okay.
Can you please send me an update
Okay.
together with that first request that we had?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
you.
And then I'd also like to, please include the name of the vendor.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
All right, and then we're still on federal funding. On the 2022 economic census of the CNMI, you also are, that seems to be well, technology, not much of a funding source there. It's very simple, straight to the point. And then you have Department of Commerce Labor Force Survey 9/30/27. Is this a grant that was applied in 25 and expires in 27?
I'll let Miss Jenny Rospel.
That grant was awarded since 2023.
Okay.
And the period covered is from 2023 to 2027.
All right.
So the labor force survey already done last year. And we're now in the process of finalization, narrative report, analysis, and everything. So it's soon to be published, maybe this a month or so.
Okay.
And we have, so that's a one-time grant. And so usually when we had some leftover money, we always ask our grantor, which is from OIA, if they will let us use the remaining funds to upgrade our technology and some operating, operation of the division.
Okay, and then you also have here professional services in the amount of 80,000. What types of services is this professional providing to this particular grant?
Yeah, those are for our, that professional services is for the collection of data from
Okay.
the start, from getting the mapping, identifying the household and everything, and then gathering of data, cleaning of data. That's the entire process, and that person also will be the one who will put up the report.
And is this person local or is this an outside, off-island, domestic provider?
He's outsider. His name is Dr. Michael Levine.
Okay.
He
All right.
used to work at U.S. Census Bureau
Oh, good.
for more than 30 years.
Good.
And he was the one who worked with us, with the CNMI, since then until he retired. And since he knows already
Yeah.
the status of our CNMI, he did a lot of survey here.
Wonderful. And that's highly qualified.
Yes, very
okay.
much. And our problem is he's old already. So my boss now, the recent OIA representative that came here and visit our division, and my boss raised up this concern that if our, loans consultant, something happened, we cannot get in, he cannot do this work anymore. Where are we gonna go? Who will do all this job? So
Yeah.
I guess that representative is working out already with the U.S. Census.
Okay.
And
That's good. Okay, thank you.
hopefully.
And then you have another grant under the your federal fund status, prevailing wage study. I think the Department of Labor on the federal side recently accepted the Department of Labor's prevailing wage study here. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one. Yeah.
And so this paid portions of that study?
That's from the grant also
Okay.
from OIA. We received a 2-year grant
Okay.
from 2024 and 2025. So for 2026 and 2027, we have for apply again. It's already now at
Okay,
grant
wonderful.
management.
And there's some salaries charged to this secretary. Is this percentage-based contract? And whose salary does this cover?
The salary that's from prevailing wage, right?
Correct.
Also, those we hired the data clerks. They are hired only on 90 days. They're the one who, from the prevailing wage, we have this portal, and then we put up we email them, and then they will, when the portal open, that's where they start filling up all the information, the name of their company, all the employees that they have, the wage and
So
salary.
these are not locally sourced?
With the data clerks? Yeah,
Yes. Oh, they're locally sourced?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
And they're under which department? Statistics?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then also again, Madam Secretary, you have a professional services. Yeah, it's federal funds. There's professional services in the amount of 71,365. What type of professional services does this provide to this particular grant?
I apologize.
What grant is that?
This is the prevailing wage.
Oh, the
Is this the
71?
same? Yeah. Is this the same individual that is doing your statistics?
Yeah, no. Come again?
The employees that we hire, they're not under local funding, the ones that
Yeah, the salary that you were saying?
all federal funds.
Yeah, those are the data clerks for 90 days. We hire them for 90 days.
So now there's a 71,000 under the same thing.
No, it's professional services,
Se-
right?
Professional services, 71,000.
71,000?
Yeah.
Oh, that account, that's for 2 years, I guess, from 24 and 25. And
Okay.
those are, we hire again another consultant who do the report writing. We put that in a request for proposal, and then later on, really nothing, so it becomes a sole source already in the end. And then that's it's locally hired.
Okay.
Mr. Will
All right.
Maui.
No problem.
And then the other one is data management,
All right.
one Guam Web.
Okay, wonderful, and that's good. You're very familiar with all your federal funding grants. I like that.
Okay.
One of the things, Secretary, you mentioned, and this is all follow-up from the chairman, is that there's been a lot of vacancies that cannot be filled. It really it's daunting to me because I got a lot of people that are coming home looking for work and nobody can find a job. But yet I got vacant here, vacant last agency, vacant again on the other side, and no one, just for the sake of commerce, where would they go if someone was looking for a job that is a right fit for commerce? Where would someone go to get a job application for commerce? Okay. And so OPM holds all the custody for whatever vacancy you have.
Yes, but you know, I think the ABTC, the only reason why it was vacant for a long time was because it was zero funded.
Okay, and again, this has nothing to, but what I'm saying is you have a lot of vacancies. People are coming back claiming that they can't find work anywhere, but I'm seeing vacancies in almost every agency that comes in here to be funded. Vacant. So as long as there is a source where someone can go directly to you and you can be able to assist them there
Oh,
somehow,
yes.
that's
Yes.
great.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, now let's go to your general fund. We spoke a little bit about the banking administrator, and this is going to be locally sourced. And then we also talked about an insurance administrator that would also be locally sourced, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then statistical research, all civil service as well. You have 2 vacancies. Do you plan to fill that?
Actually, yes, I really want to fill it because I know they're very short of staff, but
We did hire for the statistical specialist 3. We did hire that a lot of times until we restructure it to 2 and then to 1. But still, there are during those time nobody qualified for the position.
Okay, well, I think we need to bring OPM in here at some point because I
Yes.
just do not believe that nobody qualifies for any
'Cause-
of these jobs. It's unheard of.
Yeah, because the MQR, one factor also, I don't know if that would be, is the MQR. There are some, because for the statistical specialist 1, the MQR is like an AA, but the experience is 3 years.
Yeah.
So what we're targeting is this AA from computer application, because most of the job of this statistical specialist is
Data entry.
yeah, data access, create a simple program, something like that. So there are some qualified newly graduate, but the problem is the years of experience.
I
So
apologize.
we just wanted, like, if there is at least a BA with
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there, ma'am, and I'll go ahead and bring that with OPM.
the MQ
Because, again, we can modify that. I do believe that work experience does constitute as time served or can be converted to somehow. I've got college graduates that came out with zero work experience. Okay? So I get it, I understand. But not to say that either of them are not capable, okay? It's just when you're looking at our pool of people and our people that want to come back to give back, there has to be some kind of modification. But that's a different thing. That's OPM. I will bring that up with them later. And then ABTC law enforcement officer, you're only asking Mr. Director Maritita for 2 more, correct?
No, that was, I think,
The governor's
move, right?
proposal?
3.
Okay, so you're asking
No,
for
we
3?
currently have 3 that's being announced right now.
Okay,
So the closing will be next week, July 14th.
okay,
No.
all right. And these are all also general fund. Oh my gosh, who is gonna work for 21,000 at this time? Okay. So that takes care of that. And then I have some questions now for Mr. Cabrera. Mr. Cabrera, real quick, you mentioned you have something here on your workman's comp, and you have some balances on the special fund. How many pending workman's comp cases do you have for last year?
Thank you for that question, ma'am. Representative Flores, let me just get that.
Okay.
For year 2024, the Workers' Comp Commission Office received a total of 200 claims. That's varying between government and the private sector. Of the total 200 claims, for the government, we have 36 total. We have resolved 27.
Okay. And private sector?
The private sector, something we receive their reporting on a monthly basis. So right now with the private sector, they have closed about 74%.
And how much in payments did you pay out?
Basically, right now, very minimal amount. I'm sorry, I didn't tally it.
That's okay.
But we looked at maybe about 11,000.
11,000?
Yeah.
So the government does pay workmen's compensation?
Well, based on the availability of funds that we have. And
So-
let me just explain on the availability of funds.
Okay.
Pursuant to the regulation that created the workers' comp, there's
Okay.
that special disability fund. Quote unquote, the commission is authorized to draw dollars solely from the collected penalties and fines. 2008 was the last funded into the workers' comp.
For the
Today's
government?
2025.
For the government?
Yes. So when we go back, and that's why I put a clarity statement earlier, and I want to make sure that I have that on record, because in the transfer in 2012 between NMI Retirement Fund, the fund into Commerce, the Workers' Comp Commission, we have approximately 174,000 in the bank, strictly for operation and payment of claims. That's where I'm sitting right now. Currently, right now, the balance is 148,000 as of today. So I'm not touching the 1.5 million because that belongs to the private insurance company
Correct,
for a second injury fund.
correct.
But the 1.5 million is unaccountable into with the 174,000 back in 2019 to today. So when the Workers' Comp Act was created in 1989, the language clearly state, for all public and private shall have workers' comp.
Correct,
We are public.
right.
So when you, I'm sorry, Vice Chair, but when you travel off island and see something, I'm not praying for anything. But if somebody travel in the government agency, even the governor, and there's an accident, who's responsible?
That's correct, sir. And you know what? That's very unfortunate because not only can some of our people can't retire because
true.
paying into the 401k
Right.
at a salary at 21,000
Exactly.
makes no sense. I'd rather not retire and pay my health insurance. Right?
Recently, in last month in May, there was a trip by NOAA to the Northern Island. NOAA again is in on another trip to the Northern Island this week. There are people from Homeland Security. There are people from Fish and Wildlife. Those are government employees.
That are not funded under workman's comp.
We don't have coverage for them. So I'm praying, and I'm praying, and I'm praying. You know, I'm sorry I sounded like this.
No, it's okay.
Because I've been in front of the legislature since 2009, and again 2025 today,
Right.
and it has not been heard.
Well,
All I'm asking is a funding mechanism that we established back in 2008, fund the Workers' Comp Commission half of 1% of the existing payroll for personnel costs.
okay.
And it's in our workbook. Management and budget are aware of it. What we're asking, pardon me, let me just get that. What basically I'm asking, in our budget submission to the governor, because I tailored this based on FY25 budget that was approved. We have a total of 4,097 employees. The number have increased as of today, more than that. I know that. I've seen new faces in the government. So all I'm asking is half of 1% of the personal costs. Half of 1% of the personal costs will ring over 700,000. But I'm willing to make a bargain. I'll take 50% of that. If not, give me 100,000 so that we can survive.
Okay.
The solvency of the Workers' Comp program depends on the legislature and the government.
I agree with you, sir, and I'm sorry that you are, feeling a sense of urgency. But if you're not upset, then you're not paying attention, right? And
I'm not upset.
No,
I'm
no,
very
no,
happy
I'm not
every
sa- I'm
day.
not- I'm
Every
not
time I
saying-
come to work, I'm very happy.
I'm not saying that literally. It's a figure of speech,
Yeah.
Mr. Cabrera.
No,
That if you're not feeling that kind of urgency, then you're not paying attention because there's a lot of things that you need to do as a director yourself.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with being upset, but you got to feel it in your core.
You know,
For
when
you
I
to come
when I
in
go to
there-
sleep at night, I burn a candle and I pray for the safety of the government. When I wake up in the morning at 5 in the morning, I prayed for the continued safety, and I thank you, Lord, to put everybody to be safe.
I'm almost done. Do you want me to yield to you because you need to ask, or what do you want? I'm sorry, sir, but he wants to ask a follow-up, but he doesn't want to wait for me to finish. So can I yield to him, and then can I get it right back?
Is it a follow-up directly to the same question that was asked? Sure.
Okay.
Thank you for, thank you, Speaker and Vice. So, and thank you, Secretary and your team for being here. So, so let me see if I can get, if I can wrap my head around this workman's comp. Does every government employee, or, the field people that actually go out there and do the dirty work, not getting paper cuts as an injury, but does any government employee gets deducted from their salary for the workman compensation?
The law prohibits that. Not a single penny is to be deducted from the employee's payroll.
Okay, so if the government is not deducting anything to contribute to the workman's compensation, who's paying if there's a government employee that's injured, who pays for that?
With the balance in the account, we pay.
Okay, and that's from the fees and the fines and the penalties that you collect at Commerce,
Not entirely for commerce, workers' comp.
from the workers' comp, that is, what do you call it, funded by this private sector.
Yes, definitely. When,
So
the law says that you need to have a workers' comp insurance policy coverage from a
Right.
private insurance company.
And we haven't had that.
The Sinema government, well, only 13 agencies are currently covered. Okay, but the nature of the program, every public or private shall have a workers' comp insurance policy. Every.
Right.
Okay?
And-
So if you're late in filing your workers' comp policy, the declaration of the policy with my office, the Workers' Comp Commission at Commerce, you're late 30 days, I'll charge you $100.
Right.
You're late 3 months, I'll charge you $1,005. That's the standard breakdown that we do. So we use fines and penalty to foot the bill.
Okay, so practically, it's the private sector
The majority.
that pays into this workman's comp is funding the federal employees that gets injured on the job.
Yes.
Okay, now, just one last thing. So when you, so let's say, for example, because out of your entire budget, right, OPA, right, gets 1%, right? And your department is not that big, right? But that 1% that they take is a pretty good chunk from your entire, because it's in your entire budget,
It is.
right? But yet the budget, I mean the audit that they do is probably going to cost a fraction of what you guys are actually paying to that 1%, correct?
Correct.
So if we eliminate that portion and just you pay only that actual cost of that, no, what do you call that, 1%, or the actual cost of the audit, you could probably take that and help fund those compensated for the government to get insurance.
Thank you for that, Congressman. Again, the funding mechanism we established was back in 2009. It's written every year to today. All we're asking is half of 1%. OPA is getting 1%. And I don't want to botch into that. That's your business, not my business. But considering the fact we're only asking half of 1%. That's it.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Cabrera. Thank you. Thank you, Floor.
Just a follow before we give back the floor to Rep. Marisa Flores. So, Mr. Cabrera, what would be that 0.5%? What is the figure that the government needs to pay?
Currently, right now, we're looking at $315,976.
Annually, every budget year.
Annually.
That is what that your
That's what I'm foreseeing to remain solvent as a workers' compensation program for the Sinema government.
All right.
Now, if this body, I pray, if you can afford that, give me 100,000 for the next 5 years to remain solvent
100,000 for the next 5 years.
and make sure that the language of the law remains continuing, not dead end at every September 30. Non-lapse year funding.
But you have, although the government hasn't been paying this workman comp for us since 2009, you said, right?
Yes.
But is your office still taking record on what should the government be paying since then to this day?
We have the narrative at my office.
The narrative at your office, okay. That's good to know that you're still taking those record on what's supposedly owed by law for of the government to pay.
Just to add on to that, Mr. Chair, in 2009, we came up with a solution. a give or take solution that we drop into the legislature, House and the Senate. That we can also charge every department $1,500 every quarter to collect from them to pay for the workers' comp. But nobody wants to listen. Every quarter. That's what we're asking.
All right, thank you for that response, and you still have the floor, Representative Marisa Flores.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you for shedding some light, Director Cabrera. I mean, let me just gather my thoughts here for a second, because I'm hoping to God nothing happens to me on the way out of there, like get struck by lightning or somewhere, like right there in front of the door, because we don't know if I'll even get covered or something like that. But so, Director, we're still on the insurance. What is the turnaround times for claims being finalized? What's that process?
Thank you for that, Madam Chair. Floor Leader. The turnaround time, it depends on the nature of the injury involved, the completion of the documentation, and the response by the employer. Sometimes it takes them 2-3 years. So what I do during those delay period, I have to conditionally deny the claim until the submission of document, because I can't go down and start holding hands.
Holding hands to who?
I'm not going to hold your hand to bring the paper in.
So is this process like very difficult? I mean, you
For
got
government
injured at
agencies,
work.
yes. For government agencies, yes.
Well, the government agency is not getting workman's comp, so let's just talk about private.
Oh, the private, they're very good.
So it's fast.
Yes.
Okay, but government is different.
Very lax.
Okay, so never mind, because nobody's covered anyway in the government, so
Exactly.
but private sector. So if I get injured in the private sector area, because they pay workman's comp, I know that for a fact.
I police them.
Okay, so what is the turnaround then if someone gets injured at work to you? What is the turnaround time for claims in the private sector?
Within 14 days,
2 weeks?
The insurance company shall respond to the employer and the injured employee.
Okay, so 14 days.
Within 90 days, full payment shall be completed.
So is it anything like the retirement where, okay, I got injured, you give them like maybe $1,000 first, and then when it's all complete, you pay out everything? Is it the same way?
Well, there's a method with the workers' comp.
Okay,
Due to the severity and the nature of the injury,
okay,
if it's a major item,
okay.
the insurance company and the employer shall work together and must pay the employee 2 weeks in advance on the 4th day after the injury.
Okay, all right.
And
Okay.
we follow that up. And
All right.
because we require the insurance company to submit what we call Form WCC 209,
Okay,
Benefit Compensation Report.
okay.
Every payment that they issue out, we should get a copy of those.
All right, now here's my next question in terms of insurance. When was the last time your insurance board and commission met?
Insurance board,
You still have
I'm
an
not
insurance
responsible with
commission?
the insurance board. Responsible with the Workers' Compensation Commission Board.
Okay, but there's an act that created an insurance commission. When was the last time they all met to tell you what the community needs as far as designing plans and designing goals and objectives that would be appropriate?
We had an appointment of commissioners and they expired 2 years ago.
Okay, all right. So you're just waiting on anyone to fill that?
Well, the Secretary's office and I, we have met and discussed on the possible candidates for the commissioners.
Okay, so
The only difficulty that we're coming across is the medical side, because we need to have one medical officer in the commission.
Okay, and you don't have that?
We need to go out and talk to the doctors.
Well, maybe CHCC is a good collaborative partner. Why don't you
We
dig
do,
in?
we
Okay.
do, but, we need to check also with the boards of professional licensing.
That's another loop, another burning circle of fire you need to go through. Okay, so here's my last question. In terms of insurance, we see an influx of adults, special needs, children that require certain medical attention. Dental work is one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I will have to yield to that question, and maybe the insurance administrator will answer that, because it does not relate with workers' comp.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, okay,
So,
sorry.
the one behind you. Sorry.
I'll answer to the best of my knowledge. Bring it on.
Okay, so we've got an influx in minors going into the system that have been identified as special needs, therefore requiring them to be attended in the medical fields or wherever, special types of treatments or undergo special types of needs in terms of, let's say, anesthesia or what have you, speech pathology, physical therapy, aquatherapy. I mean, there's a plethora of needs that these children and adults might need. Have you, or maybe in the future since you're just starting, but do you have plans to get your insurance coalition together and discuss how maybe they could start beefing up on what the needs are in the community? Because for many years we've been lax. Medicaid won't cover a lot. We're banking on the insurance companies that are doing business here to make the coverage that's appropriate to our people and the needs of our community. And when I've got 60%, or I'm sorry, 47% on the poverty level that are not insured, number one, or maybe insured, that can't get the services or the insurance coverage they need for their individual children, the manamku or what have you, that's a disparity, and we're not doing our job. So I hope that as you transition into this field, please get your insurance coalition together. You have a list of all the insurance providers and talk about what the needs are of the people, whether it be 0 to 99, special needs children, special needs adults, and manamku. I'd really like to see that change, because for a very long time, we have been at the mercy of zero planning, no outcomes, and they just got pretty much comfortable with providing up to par coverage. And we would like to see that turned into something better for our community. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Borja. You don't need
and-
to answer. I
Okay.
would give you.
I will. I appreciate and I see your point, bringing up to, this discussion about, catering or accommodating the vulnerable in our community, and I wholeheartedly agree to your point. And I think last 2 weeks ago, I've been working in collaboration with our national associations of insurance commissioners, and that's where actually I get good advice from them. So, because we're only a regulating agency, we try to ensure that we're protecting the policyholders' accounts, making sure that there's no fraud or any scams involved. And so literally what we're doing now is, what I'm trying to do is to streamline the office. However, though, my only challenge is because I only have one staff to fill these gaps so that I can have the, you knew this, Representative Flores, because I was a director before for the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, working closely with people with disabilities. And I see the stigma and I see the stereotype as to how they're not, accommodating the vulnerable in our community. So I really, really wanted to, so now, I've been getting into a lot of trainings. In fact, I'm leaving again in 2 weeks to, get further trainings with the NAIC. And
Okay.
really, I really appreciate, networking with all these regulators and the commissioners, bringing up a lot of issues pertaining to, fierce topics such as insurances,
Okay.
what's going on in the community,
All right.
how is it affecting their premiums,
And-
especially now with our ailing, economy. it's very complicated and very difficult, and it's very wrenching.
Yes, I understand, and
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, you're
Obviously, you have a lot to do. There's a lot on your plate. One thing I don't like is to micromanage, so I'm not even going to ask you what that entails. That's up to you. Your job is to make sure that you serve
Right.
the people of the Commonwealth to
Yes.
the best of your ability. That's your job. I'm not going to micromanage that. Your secretary's here to
Thank you.
decide that on your behalf. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield my time.
Thank you, Representative Marisa Flores. Are there any other with questions? Let me recognize Representative Vincent Odon.
Thank you, Chair. So, again, just going to this workman's comp, because I'm that, I do OSHA and stuff like that, right? So I know that we in the CNMI do not have an OSHA state plan, right? But I do know that California, Washington, the western states does have that. And they work together with the state's Department of Labor. And the reason why I'm saying all of this is because that funding, that funding issue for the state workman compensation plan, that it's there, it's just not funded, right? So I'm hoping that Commerce can work together with DOL, our Department of Labor, and come up with a state OSHA-sponsored plan, so, because I know that when the federal government comes over here and they issue out fines and penalties, that money doesn't stay here. It goes to the federal government, and we don't see a penny of it, even though the violation and the injury occurred here. But nobody benefits from that, other than what we fund here, And the crazy thing about that is that the amount of money that they make collecting from here is ungodly. And if you imagine, like right now, it's one violation, it's $16,550, and that's just one. If you don't wear your hard hat on the job site, that's one hit, and that's a $16,550 fine. That $16,550 fine doesn't stay here. So I'm hoping that if we want to fund this state program, because the legislature could only get so much money, to the agencies, right? So hopefully we can all work together. You get with CNMI DOL, get that program up and running, bring it over to us, and then we make it into a law. And that way, when or Department of Labor issues out a fine, a portion of that fine goes to that compensation. Because like I said, that money that you're asking for, I'm pretty sure that we do not have it. You know what I mean? And all agencies cannot afford it. But with all of these multi-million-dollar project that's been going on, and the compensation, payment that these private sectors are paying in are small, right? Okay, so to make sure that you don't hurt your people and whatnot, and to pay for that $1 million to pay for ours, state compensation plan, you cannot go any lower than $16,550 for a penalty, because we have to abide by federal rule or exceed it. So if we want this money, right, then I hope that you work with them so that when that money does come around, we can actually give it to you for that state workman compensation plan coverage. Thank you. Sorry,
Okay,
I know
thank
that's
you.
like not the budget, but it could be a source of income. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Representative Adan, on your comment. I do appreciate that. We went through that route in 2009. We got a response from Department of Labor, U.S. Department of Labor. Since you have a local government, and that has already been created as a law in your region as a local state, then federal government cannot come in and joint venture to help support. Now, we do have OSHA representative office here in the CNMI under the Department of Labor, but they report directly to U.S. Labor, OSHA. So, any fines, I'm aware about the fines and penalty, that they don't keep anything here on locally, irregardless where the activity occurred here. The death case next to Triple J Motors, they were penalized on that. The 3 cases with the the deaf case at the Agingan Point. OSHA came in. They were hit over $1 million. $0 was taken by the Sinamay OSHA local office, up to date. So, I'm aware about that, and I thank you for your comment. I can still reach out to OSHA, local rep here, but, it's like, this is your territory and this is my territory. But I'm way ahead of them in the game.
Thank
But
you.
I thank you for your comment on that
Thank you,
outreach.
Mr. Cabrera. And just one quick question to OMB. I know that some of this vacancy, as that was talked about earlier, the bank administrator and the three ABT officers position that would be funded through the revolving fund. I know that the worksheet does not include the calculation of fringe benefit, but the base salary is still reflective. So whenever that happens, you guys assist every department for that matter, not only Department of Commerce in making that calculations. Is that correct?
The base salary is shown there, but it's still a 0% allocation. So the 100% allocation is shown on the special fund account.
Right, and from there, it should be reflective with the calculation of the fringe benefit as well?
Correct.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Are there any other questions? Let me recognize Representative TJ Maglonia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Secretary Mafnes and team, for all your hard work. And thank you for being proactive, too. I know you mentioned that you just met with Tax and Rev to see if you could get back the business license, which I believe, as per our conversations, that commerce should be the forefront of all business activity. If I'm a business owner, a potential business owner, and I want to find out what I need to do to start a business, I feel like the Department of Commerce should be the organization that I go to. I will be introducing some legislation soon to pretty much reintroduce that business license task force, business license and permitting task force, just so that way all business license and permitting organizations and agencies can be on the same page and create a more streamlined process for our business, potential business entrepreneurs or people that want to open up businesses here in the CNMI. So hopefully that'll help with your, helping your journey as well. And then also creating a stronger collaboration between your office, CEDA, and SBDC. I think it's crucial, right? Because obviously CEDA helps with bringing in outside investment, and SBDC also helps with basic startup of businesses, right? So creating that partnership between the three organizations is crucial. The only thing that I ask is, to give the same, quality of service that you do to a big investor to a small, our small businesses too, because there has been a lot of frustration within the community as far as, again, just trying to do the basic startups of getting your business license and going through all the runarounds. Just so that that way they can, start up. And the way I look at it, the more businesses that we can get registered, the more businesses that we can get up and operational, the more taxes that we can collect in the long run, which will be beneficial for, obviously our government and our economy. The only other question that I wanted to bring up, and if you could just give us a status update on the Made in Saipan or Made in the CNMI seal, or can you give us an update as far as where you guys are at with that project?
It's actually done. We've submitted the regulations, proposed regulations to SAA for their review and approval, along with the product design. And now we're waiting for the translation so that we can publish it in the Commonwealth Register. So all the regulations are done.
So once that's finalized, how does that work, moving forward?
I'm going to have Ms. Marian answer that question.
Okay, so to answer to your inquiry, I'm just gonna give you some highlights and go over the purpose of it, and I'm gonna read over it as stipulated in section 20-30.2-015, and the purpose is to be established, and this is pertaining again to the CNMI product seal. The requirements and procedures involved in obtaining a permit to the CNMI product, criteria of issuance, set permit, and permit's effective term. So the purpose is to help promote products in the CNMI and to help enhance our export potential, to protect the integrity and value of the CNMI's marking distinction and help our genuine, fresh, and processed products compete equally with lookalike products from elsewhere, to provide incentives for the new entrepreneurs to produce locally made products, and at the same time promote consumption and exportation of locally made products. Now, so we have the Sioux Star of Quality, and it comes in exhibits of 4. So for the Gold Star Quality, which is exhibit 1, I'm sorry, we didn't do it in a presentation because really time is of the essence and we're trying to get other stuff, but I'll just show you guys that this is the sample draft of the product seal, which we can give it to you later on after I finish. So sorry, sec. So with the Gold Star Quality, Exhibit 1 is 100% made in the CNMI USA, excluding packaging. So the materials obtained or grown in the CNMI, manufacturing process completed in the CNMI, all other processes to create the product from start to finish was completed in here, CNMI. So number 2, Exhibit 2, which is the Silver Star Quality, 51% value added in the CNMI USA. Not all processes materials were obtained, grown in the CNMI, or at least 51% of the value added to the product was completed here again in the CNMI. Exhibit 3 is the monotone product seal, which is meant for transparent product packaging. 4, Exhibit 4 is the Fresh Star Quality, which agricultural products grown in the CNMI. So at this point, we also came out with, program fees, which is, it's not gonna, how do you say that? It's not gonna cost an arm and a leg. So we're trying to make it easier and not put a lot of burden on the consumers or the entrepreneurs. So we have this. But I'm gonna give this to the secretary to make you guys go around, because we're gonna vote this product seal to, if it's approved. Again, this is aligning with the Public Law 20-89, if I'm correct. But you guys can go around and look at the...
Yeah, maybe you can provide the committee with all that
Okay.
later,
Okay.
on a later date.
Okay, I can email it to Representative Flores.
Right, okay. You still have the floor. You can email it to even the AOB itself.
Okay,
Rep.
so
TJ Manglona, you still have the floor.
does that answer your inquiry, Mr. Rep. Manglona?
Yes, thank you, and I look forward to seeing the stuff that you're gonna send off later. So
Yes, I can give it to everybody.
Yes.
If you guys give me your email addresses,
Yes,
or I
no.
can give you my card afterwards, so that you can just send me a test email. Then I'll disseminate it to all of you.
Thank you, and thank you for your hard work on putting that together, Secretary and team.
It's actually all the team
Yes.
that made this a reality. So
Thank you.
we're so happy that it's now routed to the SA, and in addition to that, we're also we've created or crafted the letter ready for the notice of publication. So we're waiting for that as well, and Also, I think they're gonna translate it in vernacular for the Carolinian and Chamorro. So that's what we're waiting for at this time.
Awesome, that's great news. Thank you, Chairman. I yield
You're
for now.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Merlonia. Are there any other members? Let me recognize Representative Denita Yangtemay.
Thank you, Chair, and welcome everyone. Now, I just have one question regarding this product seal. That's totally great.
Yes.
But does Commerce also do patenting? Since she mentioned about local products, can we do patents
Yes,
here?
we're
Thank you.
we're talking about it. Actually, we're brainstorming because, you know, we want to make sure that we patent this so that there's no copyright that's gonna, you know, go or happen. So right now, but with this product seal, we're just gonna go because, you know, we really want to get this thing to be implemented. So right now we're just gonna vote it with the one of the printer company at this point. While at the same time we're also working on getting it. How do you say that? Trademark or patent? Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Representative Yangtemay. And let me recognize the Vice for the last question, and we should be wrapping up already soon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just one last quick question to Commerce. Are you getting services from the Attorney General's office for legal services? Are they charging you for services?
No.
No? Okay. That's just clear because we want to make sure that that's clear, at least if we're getting information from other agencies that they do get service charge for that. So maybe that would be funds that we can direct over to Workman's Comp to address the government's obligation to Workman's Comp. No?
Thank you. No, they never charge us.
Okay,
That's the
I
first
hope
I've
they
heard.
continue to not to charge you guys.
And just to answer, see Representative Yang Tamay, thank you for that question. We do not patent. You have to go to the federal court to for a trademark and all of that.
All right, thank you. And I think a follow-up question from Rep. Humo on the.
Thank you. Just follow up with regards to services. I remember the last budget hearing, we had a administrative hearing, and I think there's some cases that need to be adjudicated. I'm not sure if it was ABTC that had those cases that need to be heard by the attorney from Department of Labor, the judge. Is the case being settled already, or it's still open?
No, the service was never rendered, but it's a combination of both ABTC and I believe banking cases.
That needed to be heard. That's correct, right? There's
That is
some
correct.
penalties and.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Representative Humo. And with that, that concludes our questions and answers for this morning. So at this time, I really want to extend, on behalf of the Committee of Ways and Means, Madam Secretary and your team, we want to extend our gratitude and appreciation for all of you folks for coming before this August body to answer our questions. And at this time, if you have any closing remarks, I give you back the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Vice, and honorable members. I thank you all for having us over and for hearing us. And I guess I'll give Dr. Maritita if you have any. But thank you all. Thank you so much.
Go ahead, Director.
Oh, thank you. I think we're all going to have our closing remarks. But yes, honorable esteemed members, we thank you all for, hearing our plea today, and hopefully that that we can find that change a chunk of change somewhere to try and fund our requested FTEs through general funds. And again, with what the secretary has asked earlier in our opening statement, if there are challenges in trying to find these funds locally through general funds, then we again ask for this esteemed body's support to have it in the language of the FY26 budget to allow to continue for the secretary to allow the secretary to continue with the usage of the revolving funds. So that will be very much helpful. And also we thank our counterparts from OMB, and we want to clarify also the before we close the 10% threshold if we're going to be using our revolving funds. Just wanted to clarify that there's that limit of that 10% that we can literally, use to kind of fund all these FTEs.
That's
thank you.
duly noted, Director, and we will look into that before we formulate the budget bill from the House. Okay, thank you, members. And with that, we move further down on our order of business, and that is item number 6, announcement. And I like to announce to the viewing public and remind the members of the Ways and Means that on Monday, July 14, we have before the body is Department of Lands and Natural Resources. And then on Tuesday, we have the Department of Public Works. And on Wednesday, July 16, we have the Sinimay Public School System. And on Thursday, the 17th, we have the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs. And with that, we move now on our last order of business, adjournment, and the chair now adjourns this public hearing. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Thank you, Mr.